MTWS fans? We are live in the Alamodome in San Antonio. Our first time here since December 3rd, 2023, as MTWS is back for the first time since the 2024 championship back on February 1st. As this is the first expedition event since, of course, the 2024 MTWS All-Star Challenge last year, but the first true expedition event since the Foxborough Denver events 4 years ago. Wow, hard to believe it's been so long since then. As we are here live for our first of two events this year. Of course, next month we'll be in Orlando for the 2025 MTWS All-Star Challenge, but that's a while from now. We got an event tonight as we're getting ready to go with it. As this is going to be Chicago-style racing, which MTWS has done before, but not this version. This is the variation that Modern Monster Jam has used over the last few years. And we're going to finally try it out and see how it does. But that's not all. This event is mostly retired trucks for the first time in years. And I mean years. Some of these trucks, over a decade since they've last competed, are about to go at it. And I can't wait to see how they're going to do in the 11 years since we last seen them drive for some of these trucks. How are they going to handle stuff? Because this is a lot different situation than it was back in 2014 for some of these trucks. Of course, the trucks compete tonight: Air Rage, Aquatic Beast, Badass, Dark Beast, Eliminator, Hearts Ablazing, Monster Wheels, Seismic Crush, Supercharger, Yatsura, and of course the MTWS truck. The last time we saw Yatsura was, of course, the 2019. Actually, yeah, it was the 2019 Las Vegas event, so that was almost 6 years ago. We saw the MTWS truck last time in Houston, November 17th, 2018. So now coming up over 7 years ago, and all the other trucks where we last saw them back in 2014, be it the 2014 Runners-Up Cup or the 2014 Championship. So if anything, 2015 actually. But yeah, almost 11 years since some of these trucks have competed last time. And we're about to see how they do on this track. And after all these years, how rusty will they be? It's going to be very interesting as we're getting ready for qualifying. And here's the interesting thing: none of these trucks are really good at racing. So this is a very good opportunity for a lot of these trucks to get like their first racing win. Like, it's anyone's game tonight in racing. Freestyle is not so much. All right, so of course we're getting ready for qualifying, as it's going to start off with Yatsura versus Seismic Crush. Then it'll be Supercharger versus Dark Beast, Hearts Ablazing versus Aquatic Beast, Badass versus Air Rage, Kaibutsu Shiren, which is Monster Wheels, versus Eliminator. And finally, since it's 11 trucks, the MTWS truck will wrap up qualifying on its own. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's get ready for qualifying, starting off with Yatsura and Seismic Crush. Let's see how these trucks do in the year since we last saw them. And here we go! As they are off this Chicago-style racing. Let's see how they handle the turns. Years since they last driven, as Yatsura got really close to the backflip wall. Seismic Crush went very wide too. Yatsura has the lead, as really cutting it close there for Yatsura. As here we go to the final turn, and it's going to be Yatsura. Oh, Seismic Crush went off the side of the jump right there. Not very good right there, but it will avoid the penalty, of course, but that still was not a good look for it. Alright, so as we wait for times, right now Yatsura, #1 qualifier, and also with the 11 truck bracket, the #1 qualifier is going to go straight into round 2. So, a bye. Alright, Yatsura, here we go. The time is, Yatsura got a 20.0781, and Seismic Crush got a 52.5254. There we go. Yatsura, #1 qualifier with the bye, 20.0781. Alright, next up is Supercharger versus Dark Beast. And here we go. See how they got as up and over that jump. Dark Beast, both trucks seem to handle the turn a little bit better than the last two trucks, although they're slowing down a little bit. Supercharger a little bit off the side right there. That's going to hurt as Dark Beast is in the lead. Alright, and Dark Beast tapped the backflip wall. Oh boy, that could hurt. But Dark Beast is going to get the win. Well, that was definitely a lot better race than the last one. But now we wait on the times. Will that be enough to beat Yatsura? Alright, Dark Beast got 20.6342. That's second place. as Supercharger got 20.9511 as that's third place right now. Not enough to beat Yatsura. Alright, here we go. Hearts Ablazing going up against Aquatic Beast. Here we go. As up and over that jump with some big air for Hearts Ablazing. Uh-oh, careful, yeah. Oh, Near Truck had a good turn right there. Oh, and Hearts Ablazing is going to go off the side of the jump, didn't line up correctly. So that's going to be a 5-second penalty for Hearts Ablazing. Aquatic Beast, though, is still struggling, too. Both trucks struggling out there. As Aquatic Beast will get the win. But now we wait on the time to see how bad Hearts Ablazing is going to be. All right, here we go. Aquatic Beast got a 21.0685. And Hearts Ablazing got 26.4691. That's last place, as Near Truck had a really good time. And Yatsura still remains number 1. Alright, so next up is Badass versus Air Rage. And here we go. Badass and Air Rage. And it looked like Air Rage might have had a bit of a hole shot right there. And not look like a good turn right there for Badass. We'll see how anything goes. Air Rage with the lead. Badass is hanging in there, though. Really sharp turn there for Badass. My goodness. But, oh, Badass spun out, and it's going to be all Air Rage in the end. Bad spin out right there at the end for Badass. It had an opportunity to get a good time, but not going to most likely be any more now. As we take a look at the times, Air Rage got a 19.9932. That's our new number 1 qualifier. Air Rage is our number 1 qualifier, and right now has the bye into round 2. Badass has a 20.08782. No, 0872. So Badass almost got second place in qualifying. Just missed out with the spin out. Maybe it would have won too, potentially. Blown opportunity for Badass. As Air Rage is number 1 qualifier, but we still got 3 more trucks to go. And now for our last racing matchup of qualifying. Kaibutsu Shireen, which is Monster Wheels, going up against Eliminator. And here we go. Over the jump. Looks like Eliminator might have the lead, but Eliminator's going very wide in that turn. And Kaibutsu Shireen had a little bit of a struggle in that lineup, as Eliminator is dominating right now. And what a great turn by Eliminator. Great pass overall. Kaibutsu Shireen hit the side of the hill right there. Going to slam the side of the hybrid. Didn't have a very good time right there. Alright. So we wait on the times now. Here we go. Eliminator got a 19.8695. Just edging out for number 1 qualifier. Eliminator is now our number 1 qualifier. Just barely edging out Air Rage. Meanwhile, Monster Wheels got 20.8768. Not a good time. Alright, Eliminator is our number 1 qualifier, but there's still 1 more truck left. And of course, that is the MTWS truck to wrap it up. And no, I did not pick MTWS to come out last. It just ended up being that way on the sim formula. My randomly decided trucks, which is wild. Alright, MTWS is ready to go. And here we go, our final qualifying matchup, the MTWS truck. First time driving, of course, since the Houston event in 2018. See how it does. As really hit the turning hill right there, really cutting close. Almost got close to the penalty right there. Here we go. As going to the final turn, slow down a lot. Here we go for the final jump, up and over, a little bit of a nosedive. But that's going to be it for MTWS. Alright, now we wait on the times. As here we go. MTWS got a 19.7332. The MTWS truck is our number 1 qualifier here in San Antonio. And I really need to look up the history for the MTWS truck to find out the last time it got the number 1 qualifier, because I don't know, and the site, on my history list is going to probably go way, it's going to probably be very difficult to find with MTWS being a common name and such. Oh boy, that's going to be annoying. But MTWS, possibly for the first time ever, is the number 1 qualifier. Oh, actually, nope, never mind. I just finally was able to look it up. This is not the first time MTWS got the number 1 qualifier. The last time it was number 1 qualifier was back in Foxborough on December 21st, 2014. Wow, what a time that was. So yeah, MTWS for looks like the second time ever got the number 1 qualifier. Good on it. As we now take a look at the bracket for racing. As here we go. Here is the bracket for round 1. As it'll be Dark Beast going up against Kaibutsu Shireen. Then it'll be Badass versus Supercharger. Then it'll be Yatsura versus Aquatic Beast. And then it'll be Air Rage versus Seismic Crush. And then it'll be Eliminator versus Hearts Ablaze to wrap it up. Then round 2 will be Dark Beast or Kaibutsu Shireen going up against MTWS. Then Badass or Supercharger going up against Yatsura or Aquatic Beast. And then it'll wrap up with Air Rage or Seismic Crush going up against Eliminator or Hearts Ablaze. And there'll be a fast loser in round 2. So whoever wins MTWS Dark Beast Kaibutsu Shireen will have to face the fast loser of the remaining 5 or so trucks in going into the semifinals. Alright, so the bracket's now set. Let's get ready for racing, people! Alright, MTWS fans, it's time to begin racing. As we are getting ready to go. Of course, if I remember correctly, because I did not load up the bracket because I'm a moron, I believe it was Dark Beast and Kaibutsu Shireen going at. These two, of course, have not driven since the Runners-Up Cup in January 2025. In January 2015, because I'm an idiot, like I said. And we'll see how they do. As here we go, time to begin racing. Dark Beast versus Kaibutsu Shireen. And they are off! See how they do. Dark Beast seemed to handle qualifying well earlier. So we'll see how it happens here. Alright, so far okay for both trucks. But Kaibutsu Shireen's in the lead. Let's see how Dark Beast does this turn. I mean, still looking good right here. And in the end, it's going to be Kaibutsu Shireen. Close race in the end for both trucks. But in the end, Kaibutsu Shireen is going to get the victory. Alright, so that race is out of the way. Kaibutsu Shireen, of course, will face MTWS straight into round 2. Alright, so next up is going to be Badass versus Supercharger. And here we go. Badass and Supercharger going at it. Two trucks we haven't seen since 2015. And Badass is in the lead, but Supercharger's right behind. Supercharger is right there. And oh, Badass spun out a little bit trouble off the side hill, and it's gonna be Supercharger with the victory. Oh, Badass spun out and then tapped the side, no, went off the side of the racing lane. So that's gonna be a penalty. And I think Supercharger straight up beat it, but Supercharger's gonna move on to this round 2. Alright, next up is gonna be Yatsura and Aquatic Beast. One truck we haven't seen since 2019. The other one we haven't seen since 2015. Here we go. Yatsura and Aquatic Beast. And here we go. The turn, Aquatic Beast going very wide. Gonna go right for a jump. Yatsura's in the lead, but oh, I think Aquatic Beast had the lead right there off that jump. Oh boy! Tight turn for both trucks. Here we go. Down the front jump. And it's gonna be Yatsura just barely edging out Aquatic Beast. What a race that was. Even though not really good trucks racing tonight, like I said, still nice to see a close race. Yatsura holds on though, and we'll move on to round 2. Alright, now up is Air Rage versus Seismic Crush. We saw Air Rage have a really good qualifying time earlier. We'll see, maybe it could be a dark horse tonight. Alright, here we go. Air Rage and Seismic Crush, two trucks from 2015. Oh, Seismic Crush clipped the side of the hill. That's a terrible look right there. As we go to the jump. But, oh my goodness, Seismic Crush might be in the lead somehow. Are you serious? Seismic Crush is in the lead despite the hill hit right there. And Seismic Crush is going to annihilate Air Rage despite the fact that it clipped the side of the hill right there, costing it dearly, but it didn't seem to matter. Either Seismic Crush put up the most insane pass ever, or Air Rage somehow completely choked, and I don't know how. It looked like it was there all the way. I don't get what happened, but Seismic Crush wins. Wow, what a race that was. Unbelievable. Seismic Crush, and looked like it was supposed to be an impossible victory, won. As it's moving on to round 2, where we now get our final race. Eliminator versus Hearts Ablaze in the number 2 qualifier. Here we go. Eliminator and Hearts Ablaze. Two trucks from 2015. Eliminator, of course, remember, was from 2009 as well, along with Aquatic Beast. Eliminator, of course, was one of the first batch of new trucks after the first few were made, the founding trucks. And it looks like a close race, but it's going to be Hearts Ablazing with the victory. Hearts Ablazing going to win as Eliminator. One and done. So the top two, number 2 and 3 qualifier are eliminated already. Wow, that was quick. Alright, so Hearts Ablazing moves on to round 2. And now it's time to see the round 2 bracket, as it's going to start off with MTWS going up against Kaibutsu Sharian, Supercharger going up against Yatsura, and Seismic Crush going up against Hearts Ablazing. And remember, we're going to have a fast loser, and that fast loser will face either MTWS or Kaibutsu Sharian in the semifinals. So keep an eye on that. Someone losing here is still going to come back. So, let's get back to racing with round 2 action. Alright, here we go. Time for round 2 racing. And remember, like I said, we're going to have a fast loser. So, here we go. Starting off with MTWS going up against Kaibutsu Sharian. We saw MTWS last time in Houston. And here we go. MTWS and Kaibutsu Sharian. Up and over the jump. As MTWS did not look like it had a good turn right there. Oh boy, that's a little concerning. As Kaibutsu Sharian has the lead. Oh boy, could not number 1 qualifier be eliminated already? Here we go to the final turn. What a comeback by MTWS, and MTWS is going to get the win. Oh, and sidewall right there. Nice save. What a save there by MTWS. What a comeback as it moves on to the semifinals. But remember, it's not over yet for Kaibutsu Sharian. As we take a look at the time, Kaibutsu Sharian had a 20.3945. That's the time to beat. 20.3945. So, right now, Kaibutsu Sharian is still in it. So now, our next race is Supercharger and Yatsura. Getting ready to go. Well, whoever loses still has a chance to make it to the semifinals still, remember. Alright, here we go. Supercharger and Yatsura going up and over that jump. As going to the turn. They've been getting a lot tighter in turns recently. That's nice to see. But Yatsura has the big lead on Supercharger. But hey, we saw what happened last race. Anything can go. Here we go. To the final turn. Not a good turn right there for Supercharger. As Yatsura is going to go right for jump. Oh, and Trouble there has a win. Oh, Super flipping over. Oh, what a hit on the rear end. Yatsura flips at the end as it clipped the side of the hybrid at a bad spot. Twist around the air. Landed hard on the rear end. But I think the only damage it took was body-wise. I think Yatsura should be okay to come back for the semifinals. But, more importantly, what time did Supercharger get? As we're now taking a look at, Supercharger got 21.05135. That's not enough, as Kaibutsu Sharian is still fast loser. Still fast loser for Kaibutsu Sharian. Alright, now for our final race of round 2. Seismic Crush going up against Hearts Ablazing. And here we go. And looked like a bit of a hole shot right there for Supercharger. Sharp turn there by Supercharger. And Hearts Ablazing, a spin out right there. Not a good turn. Seismic Crush has a huge lead right there. Oh my goodness. And it is going to be, very close there for Supercharger, but it's going to get the win. As Hearts Ablazing just struggled in that final turn. Alright. But with that blow up, is that still enough for Hearts Ablazing to make it back? As we take a look at the time. It is a 21.1909. It's not enough, so Kaibutsu Sharian is going to make it back to the semifinals as the fast loser. Where in the bracket, it's going to have to face MTWS once again. Kaibutsu Sharian and MTWS are going to go out for a second time. And then the other matchup will be Yatsura versus Seismic Crush. Despite the damage, I think Yatsura will be good to go to come back. Alright, here we go. Time for the semifinals. Alright, so now it's time for the semifinals. As here we go. MTWS and Kaibutsu Sharian going at it once again. We saw what happened in round 2. How will the semifinals go? Is here we go. MTWS and Kaibutsu Sharian as up and over that jump. Really slow turn right there for MTWS. Here we go. The next turn right here. And once again, Kaibutsu Sharian has the lead, but we saw what happened last turn. Anything can happen. As what a turn by both trucks right there. But oh boy, here we go for the final jump. And it's going to be Kaibutsu Sharian. Kaibutsu Sharian is going to get revenge. It came back as a fast loser. And for the first time ever, as I looked it up, Kaibutsu Sharian is in the finals for the first time ever. How about that? eliminated, came back, and is now in the finals for the first time ever. But now we gotta find out who will it face. Either Yatsura or Seismic Crush. And here we go! Yatsura and Seismic Crush. We saw Yatsura flipped earlier. We'll see how it does here. Here we go. Into the turn. Oh! Yatsura's in trouble. Nice save, but it went up the side of the hill. That's a penalty, most likely. Well, let's see what happens here. Seismic Crush hit the side of the hill right there. Here we go to foul jump. Oh, that was close for Seismic Crush too. Flipping over right there. Flipping across the line though with the victory. Oh, what a flip that was. What a save. Oh my. Wow, even got a penalty. They both got penalties, and Seismic Crush still crossed first, so it wouldn't matter. Seismic Crush wins and is in the finals for the first time since Baltimore's 2014 season opener on August 27th, 2014. Wow, Seismic Crush, despite its terrible qualifying performance, is in the finals. As we take a look at the bracket, look at that. Seismic Crush and Kaibutsu Sharin is going to go at to win their very first race in MTWS history in their first event back. Then again, like I said, I'm pretty sure everyone here hasn't won a race yet, so this would have been a first time regardless. Alright, time to get ready for the finals. Alright, MTWS fans, it's now come down to this. Time for the finals here in San Antonio. As we're about to see, 2 trucks win their first ever racing win. And we're going to find who it will be. As they are now at the line, getting ready to go. Who's ready for the finals as we introduce our competitors who are trying to get their first ever racing win. Representing the lane closest to us. It did not do good in qualifying, but it somehow made it here and is in the finals for the first time ever. It beat Dark Beast in round 1. It lost to MTWS in round 2, but came back as a fast loser. And then it beat MTWS in the rematch, trying to win its first ever racing win. Give it up for Kaibutsu Sharin Monster Wheels! Then, our next competitor, in the lane farthest to us, with its new theme too, since I couldn't use its old theme because it blocked worldwide. Also a truck that didn't do good in qualifying, but it made it here regardless for only its second ever finals appearance, its first time since Baltimore, August 27th, 2014. It beat Air Rage in round 1, it beat Hearts Ablazing in round 2, and then it beats Yatsura in the semifinals, thankful by penalty and at save at the end, as it's trying to win its also first racing win. Give it up for not Supercharger, Seismic Crush! Alright, MTWS fans, it's time to see who will win their first ever racing win. Will it be Kaibutsu Sharin or Seismic Crush? They defy the odds to make it here, and only one of them is going to survive. As it's time for the finals, Kaibutsu Sharin versus Seismic Crush. And here we go! Looked like Kaibutsu Sharin had the whole shot at the jump. What a turn by both of them. But it looks like Kaibutsu Sharin might have the lead first. Seismic Crush struggling right there. Up and over. Kaibutsu Sharin has the lead. But here we go. Oh no! Hit this hill right there for Kaibutsu Sharin. Blew its opportunity. And it's going to be Seismic Crush with the win as freaking Kaibutsu Sharin clipped the hybrid right there. And Seismic Crush is your racing winner here in San Antonio. Seismic Crush has won its first ever racing win. How about that? Terrible qualifying time, but defy the odds as Seismic Crush is your racing winner here in San Antonio. As it is now, of course, going to get ready for Freestyle to try and double down and get its first ever Freestyle win. But it's going to have a tough time because we got, unlike in racing where we had like no good competitors, we have a lot of good competitors tonight in Freestyle. But now fans, it's time to get ready for Freestyle. Alright MTWS fans, it's now time for Freestyle. As we are getting ready to go. As of course, first up is going to be Supercharger, followed by Air Rage, Seismic Crush, Monster Wheels, Dark Beast, Aquatic Beast, Hearts Ablazing, Badass, Eliminator, Yatsura, and then finally wrapping up with MTWS. With the bear trucks kind of more determined based upon how many years it's been since they last drove. Eliminator is probably the best freestyler of the bunch, but since it's been so long since we last seen it, I decided to put forward a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. But of course, before we begin, let's take a look at the track, as of course, as you can see, there's more obstacles out there. We brought a bus stack, and we put a box fan right there too. As of course, over there, in the corner, getting ready, barely can be seen, is Supercharger, getting ready to freestyle for the first time since 2015. As we are getting ready to go. We'll see how it does out here. And its new theme song too, as well. Something I wanted to use for a long time as well. As, remember, the rules are still the same. The trucks get 90 seconds of regulation, and if they get past that, they get 30-second bonus time and all that. They get lowest score possible is 4, highest score with bonus time is 45. Alright, so we are now ready to go. Alright, MTWS fans, are you ready to see the retired trucks go at it? For once again, after all these years, I sure am. So here we go. Here comes Supercharger. Alright, here comes Supercharger on the track. And it's first time driving in years. And it's going to go right for the cars right there. Didn't get much air off them though. What will it do after all these years? And remember, this is the first time they're seeing obstacles like these before in MTWS. It's going to go up that hill, going to go up the hybrid. Who knows how the trucks are going to handle these jumps and such. As up and over that. Now, this obstacle suit its lineup for something it definitely knows. Right for the bus stack. Going to go for like the bigger obstacle out there. Nosediving it. Coming down. Going to pull off a wheeler right there. 64 seconds left. Off to a solid start so far for Supercharger. Alright, here we go. For the box fan. Going to go for the new obstacles right off the bat. Up and over it. For the hybrid. Sky wheelie it. And going to go up the berm. And it's going to clip the side of that. Alright, looks like going to go back for the bus deck now as we're down to 40 seconds left in regulation. Up and over it. And going to pull up a wheelie at the end. Nice. And backside of the racing lane. With a bit of a wheelie. Going off the edge of track before coming back on. And going to go over that jump. Almost clear too for the berm. With the wheelie. Again, still having a not bad run so far. Alright. 15 seconds left. Here we go for the step up. Nice sky wheelie. Alright. And now going to go up that hill. Uh-oh, careful up the side. Oh boy, here we go. Flip it over. And not going to be able to save it. And that will fill regulation, but not going to be any bonus points. Not bad run for Supercharger, but it's obviously not going to be a lot. But we'll see how it does. But not having any bonus points is going to hurt. As we wait for the scores. Scores are now in. It's a 6-5-5-6. It's a 22 for Supercharger. Supercharger's going to start off freestyle with a 22. Alright. So that's the score to be right now. Next up is going to be Air Rage. Give it up though for Supercharger. First time seeing it since 2015. And it put up a good run. Nice solid run. That is up there as one of Supercharger's best freestyles too, may I add. Supercharger is up there as not one of the best trucks in MTWS historically. A 22 is actually slightly above what it normally scores. So not bad run for Supercharger. As we're getting ready to go for Air Rage up next in just a moment. As we get Supercharger off the track. And of course, update the scoreboard with Air Rage. And we'll see how Air Rage does. Air Rage had some good freestyles before in its history. So we'll see how it does in a moment. Alright. As still waiting for Air Rage. Of course, remember last time we saw it was the 2014 Runners-Up Cup. January 31st, 2015. My goodness, how nostalgic that was. By the way, the only the 2014 championship, this is his historical fact. The 2014 MTWS Championship was the only MTWS Championship that took place after the Super Bowl. Usually they're always after. Outside of 2020, of course, that was before the Super Bowl. Because all of them takes place before the Super Bowl usually, except 2014. That was after. How nostalgic just remembering that. Alright. Air Rage is ready. We got its theme all ready to go. Alright. So now let's get back to freestyles. Here comes Air Rage. Now here comes Air Rage flying down the track. Of course, Air Rage, for all of you who don't remember, does have an intro. It will do like a lap around track before lining up for a big jump. And it still looks like it's going to go with that. We'll see how it does on this kind of a track. And it's going to go, whoa, for a minute that falls. No, it's not going to go for the backflip, but it looks like it's not. Alright, going to go around that. Alright, looks like going to go line up for the bus stack, as here we go, up and over it, nice air, gonna nosedive it down, not quite a big jump I was expecting, oh, nice sky wheelie, and gonna get a slap wheel at the end, and now gonna go for that jump, big air, gonna land right on the hybrid, oh, nosedive, nice save there for Air Rage, oh my, that was close, oh jeez, what a move there for Air Rage. Cross-thread onto the berm. Good start so far for Air Rage. 60 seconds in regulation. And now we're going to go up the step in the hot box fan. Jeez. There we go. Going to go wheelie right there. Uh-oh. Watch out coming down. Held on. Halfway through the run. And now we're going to go for that bus deck. Oh, huge sky wheelie off of it. Oh, my. Wheelie into the hybrid. Now we're going to go up that step up. Coming down on two wheels. Alright, 30 seconds left for Air Rage in regulation. Up the box fan. For it. Here we go. Up that jump. Wheelie it. And now, oh, bad hit right there on the bus. Unrealistic too, because of the barriers. Or the no-clue, I mean to say. Up and over the bus stack on two wheels. Saved it. 8 seconds left. Gonna go for that jump onto the hybrid again. Off the side. Here we go. Held on. We're now in bonus time. And there we go. Gonna go for that. Gonna get the wheelie. Here we go. Here we go. Up and over the bus stack. And gonna go right for that hill. Big air off of it. And I'm going to spin off that. Going to go for the step up. And looks like going to go for the backflip. But I don't know if it got in time, but going to get the backflip. Oh, pop the tire right there at the end. Oh, you're not a BKT. What a landing, though. But I don't know. I really don't know if that counted in time. That was really close right there for Air Rage. Oh, my. Got the quick backflip. And I'm pretty sure Air Rage got a backflip before, but that was the first time it actually got to experience a true clean backflip, because remember, back then, they did not get to do that on MTM2. Backflips were very difficult to do back then. But what a run by Air Rage. As we take a look at the scores, are now coming in 7-6, 7-6 plus 2 bonus points. It's a 28 for Air Rage. Air Rage is our new leader with a 28. What a great run by Air Rage, our new leader. So Air Rage got the win, as it has scared her for a moment with the computer almost dying. Ooh, that was close. Alright, but Air Rage takes the lead with 28. Great run by Air Rage, as it's now our leader. But now we got our next truck coming up, and that is Seismic Crush, our racing winner, trying to go for its first double down. Never won freestyle before. It didn't win anything until racing just a few moments ago. That was the first time it won anything. And now it has a chance to go for the double down. Give it up for Air Rage, though. What a great run. And that pop tire at the end, that was funny. And going for the first backflip of the night, too. Alright, as we wait for Seismic Crush. My question, though, is will it go for it? Will it go for the double down? That's going to be an interesting thing. Will it go for the double down? Seismic Crush had some good freestyles before. One of its more infamous freestyle moments was Foxborough 2011, where it went for I think for a van stack hit, and it ended up doing a wheelie into another van stack off the side of it, coming down, took a hard hit on the rear end of the chassis. That was an infamous hit. That was one of its infamous moments. We'll see how it does out here, and of course remember, new theme since I can't use its old theme. Alright, but anyways, we're ready to go. Will it go for the double down? We're about to find out, as here comes Seismic Crush. Alright, here we go. Seismic Crush coming on the track. It's going to go right for the step up. Huge sky wheelie right there. Oh my goodness, what a hit. Kind of remind me of what happened with Foxborough, like I said, in 2011. But unfortunately, looks like the truck took some severe damage on a hit. And the flag, I think, is down, which of course, invisible nodes to represent where the flag is. Because the truck's bouncing around and landing like it's broken. That could cause problems for the truck, but still going. Is going to go up the bus stack. But yeah, that sky wheelie might have hurt Seismic Crush a lot. Big hitter off the jammer. There we go. And trying to get a stoppie. Something the trucks never did before. Uh-oh. Looks like the truck stalled with 50. And of course, the clock can't pause because the stupid OBS froze and all that. There we go. Fired it back up. So yeah, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do about the clock because I can't pause it now because OBS freaked out when the computer almost died. Gonna go over that jump right there. So Seismic Crush gonna have, oh boy, in trouble, and gonna go over right there. Unfortunate right there. Oh, that's unfortunate for Seismic Crush. 24 seconds on the clock. Hit the wrong button. Really should be like 34 seconds. But man, that brokerage on that first hit came out with a bang. And unfortunately, it hurt the truck in the end. That's very unfortunate for Seismic Crush. Alright, so now we went on the scores. The first truck to not fill the run. Talk about announcing your presence, though. Alright, the scores are now in. It's a 6, 4, 4, 5. It's a 19 for Seismic Crush. So it's not going to be enough to get the double down. But hey, Seismic Crush are like, you know what? I won racing for the first time. I'm happy regardless. So yeah, give it up, though, for Seismic Crush going for a double down and getting its first racing win. First time seeing it since 2015, and it put up a good night. But now up is going to be the truck that it was runner-up, and we'll see how it does in freestyle. Kaibutsu Sharin, Monster Wheels. By the way, the Monster Wheels theme for a long time was blocked worldwide. I was fearing that it would get blocked worldwide again, but thankfully I did the test before begin filming, and it was perfectly fine. Which is the first time in years it was fine. Makes me happy to see. Want to debate now if I should maybe re-upload with the original theme in the future, perhaps. But that'll be another time to deal with right now. Let's just focus on the event as Monster Wheels is up next. Monster Wheels, of course, had a historical inch opening where it would not come out until a certain part of the song. Will it do that tonight, though, is the question. And I think or hope I fixed OBS off screen So hopefully it'll let me work on the clock if that happened again. Because that was bullshit what happened when I couldn't stop the clock for Seismic Crush. Thankfully I was lucky enough to be able to fire back up and such. Alright, as the theme is getting ready. Alright, here we go. Back to freestyle. Here comes Monster Wheels, Kaibutsu Shireen. And here comes Kaibutsu Shireen on the track. Is going to go right for the racing lane to get things started. And unfortunately, it did not fix the clock there. So hopefully no truck stalls because we're not going to be able to stop the clock anytime we please. And it's going to go over that jump and going to go crossfire right there. Nosedive it. Good start for Kaibutsu Shireen. It's slowly trying to avoid going off the edge of the track and not flip over. Alright, going to send it right there. Land on the hybrid. Here we go for the edge of the track. And gonna go up the box stand, but oh, coming down. Oh boy, here we go. Flip it over. Gonna save it though. What a save. A save that it's not known for. Since back then, MTM 2 days, those saves were impossible. Now they can do them regularly. What a save by Kaibutsu Shireen. Nice sky wheelie. Oh, look at that. Oh, gonna get a stoppy. Oh, nice. But had to drop it down. 36 seconds left. Sky wheeling over that jump with a hard wheelie coming down. Gonna go into that now. Gonna go for that jump as well. Alright, here we go for the step up right here. Sky wheelied it. Slammed it coming down. Gonna spin around. 13 seconds left. Oh! Stop it right there. Oh! Sidewall! Reverse sidewall! Flip it over again! Oh! What a save there by Kaibutsu Shireen! Oh my goodness! What a save that was! What a run! As we're now in bonus time! Oh my goodness! Here we go for the backflip! Bonus time! Moonwalk in the end right there. Classic skill move that can still be easily done. Oh boy, careful right here. Sky wheelie crushing the van right there. Beautiful! What a run by Kaibutsu Shireen! Oh my goodness! Easily, it's probably best run ever! And then gonna floor it for the hybrid! And we'll see what happens here. This still counts! There we go! This still counts, by the way, people! Here we go! Gonna front flip it a little bit upside and gonna go over! Oh, Kaibutsu Shireen! Oh my goodness, what a run! Wow! 2 saves! Which, last time we saw it drive, it wasn't able to do saves like that. And it just casually did them. Oh my! What a run! As we wait on the scores, wow! Here they come. Will it be enough to take on that 28 by Air Rage? 8, 7, 7, 8 plus 3 bonus points. It's a 33 for Monster Kaibutsu Shireen. Oh my goodness, a 33. New leader by quite a huge margin. What a run by Kaibutsu Shireen, our new leader with a 33. And we still got like 7 trucks left. Wow. Kaibutsu Shireen, your new leader with a 33. As next up is going to be the truck that it beat in round 1. Dark Beast. As it gets ready to go. My goodness, what a night Kaibutsu Shireen had. Runner-up in racing. Made the finals for the first time ever, and now is on track to get first freestyle win, but we can't say that yet because we've still got a lot of trucks to go. And the absolute best are later on still, who easily has beaten 33s before. Alright, but anyways, Dark Beast is getting ready to go in a moment. that was definitely Kaibutsu Sharin's best freestyle. My goodness, what a freestyle that was. Are you enjoying here, MTWS fans in San Antonio, seeing the retired trucks come back after all these years? Tonight's so far been awesome. But we're not done yet, though, as we still got many more trucks to go, as next up is Dark Beast. Alright, so let's continue on with freestyle. Here comes Dark Beast! Dark Beast coming out on the track. Man, what a run by Kaibutsu Sharin. What is Dark Beast going to do to top that? Alright, there we go. Right for that jump. Up and over it. Going to land the hybrid. Oh, careful coming down with that nosedive. And huge sky wheelie off the jammer. My goodness. Man, these trucks have been a lot really... Oh, sky wheel in there! Oh, that was caught off guard right there! Oh, in trouble here! Dark Beast in trouble! Oh, no! Oh, no! 69 seconds on the clock! That sky wheelie off the bus! Oh! I was just saying, too, outside of, Seismic Crush, everyone gave it their all so far, but that's not what Dark Beast wanted. Oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was like, what? It's only its fourth hit. Oh, not what you wanted to see from Dark Beast, as it did not have a good return to MTWS tonight. As scores are now in 4-3-3-3, it's a 13, as that's last place. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's just unfortunate for Dark Beast. What a rough night it had in its return after almost 11 years. All right, but next up, the last of the elite freestylers, and that is Aquatic Beast. Last time, remember, we've seen it since 2015. Aquatic Beast, though, remember, when it went to its new buy style in 2013 and 2014, for a while, it actually had some good freestyles in the mix. Like, it was up there in the top part of the, not elite, but top part of the good freestyles of MTWS at one point. But it was enough for it to survive. And of course, remember, Aquatic Beast is one of the few trucks right now in MTWS that has all of its versions on ROR. The Aquatic Beast pack. As we're getting ready for Aquatic Beast in a moment. As it's got its handful now coming up after that to take on Kaibutsu Sharin's score. Alright, as we're getting ready to go for Aquatic Beast in a moment, when I, of course, find its theme, and looks like it's not there, because I actually did forget to upload Aquatic Beast's theme earlier, but I did send it this time, so now I gotta go find it. Must have been a different spot than it should have been. Alright, here we go. Alright, got the theme. And no, that's not Aquatic Beast's theme. That's Ye Plunders, which we'll be seeing Ye Plunder in the 2025 MTWS All-Star Challenge coming up next month. Alright, so after that disappointment, let's get back to freestyle, as we're about, we are halfway through now. Here we go. Here comes Aquatic Beast. And by the way, this is the first time Aquatic Beast's remix theme from 2015 was shown here. Never been shown before, because Aquatic Beast was originally going to show up in 2015, but it didn't happen when it got retired. And now we're getting to hear its theme for the first time ever. Quiet Beast showing off to the crowd. It's going to go for a sideways hit on the race lane onto the hybrid. And now going to go up the jammer. Going to go line up for the bus stack. Careful though, we saw it just happen to Dark Beast, but going to go up and over with some big air. How about that? And backside of the racing lane. Oh, Skywin flat landed on the rear tires and pogoed it. Huge air off the sidewall. Oh boy, here we go. Sidewall and flip it over right there. But it's going to save it on the rebound. Nice save. But unfortunately, it's going to get grabbed by the wall. And that is going to end it right there. Oh, that's unfortunate for Aquatic Beast. Another run done early. Oh, 54 seconds after a great save too. But getting grabbed cost it. Oh, man. We've been having duds now lately after the great start in freestyle. We need to pick it up the pace. Aquatic Beast going to get a 5.556 at the 21. That's unfortunate. We have 5 trucks left. And these are the elite. The last 5 trucks are elite. Some of these, if they were around MTWS today, would be freestyle contenders for the championship. And I'm not joking. These last remaining trucks were freestyle contenders every week. But they never made me survive. And went on to retire. Alright, next up is Hearts Ablazing. Which I think is the first of the trucks we've seen tonight in freestyle that have actually won freestyle before. I think. It's been a long time since I've last looked it up. Hopefully though, Hearts Ablaze and all the remaining trucks won't have no flipping issues tonight or going into the wall. That was just an unfortunate thing that happened to Aquatic Beast with that flip. Now, of course, I can't wait to see how these trucks are going to handle these newer tracks. And not only on a newer track, but remember, this is the first time they're on ROR. This is a whole new experience from MTM2 that they're used to. It'll be very interesting to see how they do. Alright, but anyways, back to freestyle. Here we go. Now the Elite are coming out to take on Kaibutsu Shirens 33. Here comes Hearts Ablazing. Here comes Hearts Ablazing. They're gonna go right for the stop! Oh my goodness, what a sky wheelie! Oh my goodness, what a sky wheelie! Oh, sidewall right there! Saved it, but over rebound right there! Oh my god! Oh my! Wow! Hearts Ablazing over already! Oh my goodness! I think it was trying to send it! But we saw, I think it was Seismic Crush that happened earlier, and oh my goodness! Hearts Ablazing, done already. Oh my goodness. Oh man. That hit it took. That sky wheelie. That front flip. Oh, just wasn't going to save in the end right there. Oh my goodness. Way too early. One hit. Oh my. And scores are now in. It's a straight fours. It's a 16. Wow, one hit and it got a 16. Holy cow. Only used 12 seconds and it got almost a 20. That is insane. And I literally went back to intro. I don't know why it didn't go back as I was getting ready for the next truck. Oh man, a 16 for Hearts Ablazing. Flipping on the very first hit. Well, I think all the trucks coming up now are definitely going to avoid that obstacle like that at all costs. Again, we've had nothing but duds lately. That's unfortunate. And now up is Badass, who I know for a fact has won freestyles before. Oh man. Let's see what it's got. As Badass is getting ready to go. I think... Yeah, now that I think of it, I'm going to look up really quickly, because if I'm correct, let me go look up the 2014 Runners-Up Cup. Yes, I was right. The last event Badass competed in was the 2014 Runners-Up Cup, and it won that event. So after 11 years, we're going to see Badass try and win freestyle for a consecutive time now. A freaking almost 11-year gap it's going to try and do. Wow. Unbelievable. We'll see if it can do it. Winning second consecutive freestyle on an 11-year gap. That is insane. But we'll see how it does in just a moment. As we're getting ready for our next truck. Badass. Alright. Here we go now. Time for more freestyle. Here comes Badass. And here comes Badass on the track. First time in 11 years, as looks like going to show off to the crowd right there. Almost like Max D for a moment. What will it do for its first hit is going to be curious to see. After 11 years. Alright. Here we go. Gonna send it right there onto the hybrid. Oh, a little bit upside right there. Had to slow down to avoid the big trouble right there coming down. Now gonna go up the bus stack. I think that's the first time anyone hit from that side too. Oh, big air, but watch out with the hybrid coming up. It's gonna bounce on top of it with a bit of a wheelie. One of the few times I think anyone hit the step box in that side. Cross-framing right there. So far, looking good for Badass. Look like trying to get stopped in here, but probably not used to it yet, because none of these trucks are probably used to that yet. 38 seconds left in regulation. Oh, sky wheelie! Off that! Oh my goodness! Stalled look like for a moment. Alright, here we go. For the backflip. Over rotate right there, though. Oh, wait, here we go. Flip it over. Oh, trying to drive out of it. Oh, couldn't get it. 22 seconds left. It over rotated on the backflip, and that killed it. It was going good, too. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's only a 33. It's not too hard for these trucks to beat, but flipping with like 22 seconds left, that's going to be tough. Alright, scores are now in. It's a 7-7-7-6. It's a 27 for Badass. Not going to be enough. No consecutive after 11 years. And it's going to go down to third place. How about that? Monster Wheels, Kaibutsu Starting is still leading with a 33. Air Rage is second with a 28. Alright. So, not going to be enough for Badass. Next up is Eliminator. Eliminator has won freestyles before. It was contenders for freestyle titles. And if it won a freestyle title, it might have lasted the entire time in MTWS still to this day. It competed. And I think it's the first truck we're seeing tonight that actually competed in the 2014 MTWS Championship for its last event. I'm really curious, because I know Eliminator has won freestyles before. Yes, it did freestyle in the championship. But I'm curious, when was the last time it won freestyle, though? Because I'm pretty sure it's won freestyle. No, I don't think it won freestyle in Oakland. We gotta get ready for... Okay, it did win. Eliminator last freestyle win was Oakland, October 26, 2014. So it did win freestyle, but it was 11 years ago now. We'll see how it does out here as we're waiting for Eliminator to get ready. We still got Eliminator, then Yatsura, and then finally wrapping it up with the MTWS truck. Eliminator of all these trucks is probably the best freestyle, but like I said, since it's been so long since we last saw it compared to Yatsura and the MTWS truck, I thought it would make more sense for it to come out a little bit earlier than expected. Alright, as we're getting ready for Eliminator. Alright, here we go. Time for more insane freestyle. Here comes Eliminator.
It starts with I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard.
Here comes Eliminator on the track. Flying out of Thunder Alley, out of the tunnel. Hard to believe, this is the first time Eliminator's in San Antonio too, since it wasn't here the first time we heard in 2015. Here we go, gonna go right for the race lane to get things started. And now gonna go up the bus stack, and it's gonna nosedive right there, with the wheelie coming down. Now here we go, for the berm, crossbred over the hybrid. Careful about the edge of the track. Gonna go up and over that, into the side of that hill. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh boy, oh. Careful coming down, cartwheeling it. Oh, careful. Saved it. Nice save by Eliminator. What a save that was. Oh, big sky wheelie off that jump. 52 seconds left. In regulation at least. Careful about the edge of the track. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Hold on. Nice save again. Up the bus stack. And now we're going to go for the backflip. Flat land it. Moonwalking it at the end. And now I'm going to sidewalk. Oh boy, here we go. Ooh, what a hard hit on the tire. Saved it again. What a save that was by Eliminator. 17 seconds left. What a run. What a move by Eliminator. Oh boy, here we go. Gonna try and corkscrew it. Something I couldn't do in MTWS days. Oh, what a hit that was. And gonna go over. Ran on the side of the roof. Had 4 seconds left on the clock, so no bonus points. While that might not be enough to keep it from taking the lead, that could keep it from winning potentially with the last 2 trucks. Oh boy. And now we wait on the scores. Score to beat a 33 by Monster in Kaibutsu Siren. Alright, the scores are now in. 8, 8, 9, 9. It's a 34 for Eliminator. It takes the lead by 1 point. Eliminator is our new leader with 2 trucks left. 34 is now the score to beat. Eliminator, what a run. As it's our new leader. As next up is going to be Yatsura. Yatsura. I don't think Yatsura ever won a freestyle, but it's had same runs when we last saw it drive. Of course, last time we saw it was Las Vegas 2019, December 25th, 2019. So this is the first time we're going to see a truck in almost 6 years. And we'll see how it did. If I remember correctly, didn't it flip over early in its run in Vegas as well? Not sure. One of the rookie trucks from 2015, if I remember correctly. And lasted for a couple of years, remember? It lasted 5 years before it retired after 2019. So we're waiting for Yatsura to get ready to go.
It starts with
As it's almost ready to go. Alright, so now here we go. We're down to our final 2 trucks. Eliminator's leading freestyle. But will it last? Here comes Yatsura!
I'm not the same as yesterday. Ooh, it's hard to explain how things have changed. But I'm not the same as before. And I know there's so much more.
Here comes Yatsura on the track. We already saw it flipped earlier in racing. Let's see how it does out here. Careful about the edge of the track. Here we go. Gonna send it to get things started with a big jump. They're gonna go for that other berm. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. Here we go, flip it over again. Saved it though. Oh, what a save that was. That was really risky. That was very fast flip. Oh, that was risky close. Pryor lost the rest of the body too from that hit. Up and over there. Have a little bit of trouble lining up for obstacles. Here we go. Huge step up hit. Gonna go right on top of the hybrid. Up and over that. Alright, here we go now for that step up hit. Oh, huge sky wheelie, but oh, what a hit that was. And it's gonna go over. Oh, what a hit. What a hit that was on the side of the truck. Oh my goodness, those tires are dead. Oh, what a hit. 49 seconds were you. Only 49 seconds remain too. Didn't even get halfway through regulation. Oh man. Scores are now in. A 5.566 and it's a 22 for Yatsura. Man, some of the trucks, even when they go over early, man, do they make a presence with that hit. My goodness. But Eliminator survives. But we got one more truck left. And that, of course, is MTWS. Our number one qualifier, but fell short of getting the racing win. As it did, MTWS has one win. It won freestyle back in Miami on November 9th, 2014. And by the way, that event was live. If you want to go watch it, go check it out. MTWS 2014 Miami, where you can see MTWS in its 5th anniversary colors win its first ever freestyle. But right now, it's trying to get its second win to wrap up tonight. Before it has to take on Eliminators 34 though. One thing for whoever wins this freestyle, they're going to win their first freestyle in over 11 years. Eliminator 1, of course, like I said, Oakland, October 26, 2014. And then 2 weeks later, MTWS won its first and only freestyle win and overall win. Alright, MTWS getting ready to go. MTWS was the only truck that semi-retired in 2015. It stopped competing in regular season events, but still stayed around for like a promotion truck. And since then, it's only competed in what? 2 events? I think it competed in 2016 Louisville, and last we saw it in Houston 2018. This is its first event competing in 7 years. We'll see what's got. Alright, here we go. To wrap up freestyle, here comes the MTWS truck. And here comes the MTWS truck coming out on the track. Of course, we always know the MTWS truck loves doing a cyclone to get things started. But what's it going to do? Oh, looks like it's going to go up the hybrid. Oh boy, we'll be trying to do a donut right here. This is going to be a tough spot though with not much room. Oh, 2 wheels right there. The clock's starting though. At least it should be. Oh no, sidewall right there. Saved it though. What a start. Oh my god, didn't even get a donut going. Like I said, it was just too risky of a spot. But what a save though! Oh my goodness! What a save by MTWS! Oh my goodness! What a save! Talk about announcing your presence start freestyle for this Jackrabbit. Beat the Jackrabbit, the Jammer. Oh my! What a start for the MTWS truck! Oh boy, here we go! Oh, into another hard hit right there! Saved it! Over rebound right there, no! And not gonna be able to. Wait. Nope, not gonna be able to save it that time, unfortunately. Oh, man. Not going to be able to save it right there. After that wild start to freestyle, it was just too risky of a move right there on top of the hybrid. Maybe if it was fully flat, it would have been possible, but unfortunately, it's not. And flipped, I think, with like 54 seconds left in regulation. as it is over. And the scores are now in. It is going to be straight 6. It's a 24 for the MTWS truck. So Eliminator is your winner here in freestyle, but looks like MTWS wants to go again. The MTWS truck wants to continue out there for an encore. Of course, how Finn, as it usually would do in important events. Thanksgiving, the season finale, the season opener, the championship and special events. MTWS truck will come out for an encore, as here we go, as it is celebrating to wrap up the night with an encore. Oh man, if it just held on, maybe it would have had a chance to win. And now looks like it's going to go for the donut, which it should have done on the floor, but unfortunately with the bus stack coming up, ooh, what a hit there right there, had to stop the backflip. Oh boy, gonna try and corkscrew it now, and gonna get it. Held on. Got a clean corkscrew, as now, here we go, lining up for that send-it jump with the huge air coming down. As, oh, big sky wheelie, gonna go off of that. And a rare stoppie, which we didn't get to see much tonight, but then again, this track isn't well made for stoppies as easy as it is for other events we've done. Oh, big send on that berm. What a hit, and then gonna go into the jammer. On 2 wheels right there. And also, a lot of trucks, remember, this is the first time a lot of these trucks drove in 11 years. They're not used to R-War. They're not used to this kind of a track. And man, was it, oh, huge step up for them. Huge sky wheelie for the MTWS truck right there. Probably would have broken the tailgate if this was real life. Oh boy, oh boy, oh! Oh, it didn't get a huge sky wheel like I thought the other jump was going to be. Oh my goodness. And by the way, the cars on the berm, other than that van, didn't really get crushed that much, which makes me a little sad. But hey, I'm so glad we had other cars out there to get smashed and such. But as here we go. Oh, huge sky wheelie. Oh! Oh, it's going to let front flip. Oh, it did on purpose. It did that front flip on purpose. And it's going to slam into the box stand right there. Flip it over. But unfortunately, I think that's going to be too much damage as there goes, once again, flip it over. What a hit that was. What an encore to wrap it up. What a great run that was by MTWS. But of course, it did not win freestyle. It was Eliminator. Eliminator won freestyle for the first time since Oakland 2014. Over 11 years ago. What a run by Eliminator. The only problem was it flipped too early its run, so it couldn't get bonus points. But in the end, it didn't matter. It held on, and it got the win. Congratulations to Eliminator. What a night it was. I'm so glad I thought about doing this event as a little bit of a bonus, too. It was nice to see these trucks after all these years finally driving once again. And what a night it was. Congratulations to the MTWS truck getting the #1 qualifier, although it wasn't really much success it had tonight. Congratulations to Seismic Crush for getting its first ever racing win, beating Kaibutsu Sharin. And how about that? Kaibutsu Sharin didn't do good in qualifying, but ended up getting runner-up in racing and freestyle. Oof, that hurts. Ouch, ouch, and ouch. Highest scoring run ever, but it was enough as the Eliminator would get its first freestyle win in 11 years. What a night it was. Despite some struggles some of the trucks had, it still was a wild night, especially in freestyle. They gave it their all. Alright, MTWS fans. Hope you all enjoyed here in San Antonio. This was our third event ever. We first came here November 15th, 2015. And then we came here on December 3rd, 2023. That was a great event too. And here's our third time here. And it was nice seeing the retired trucks again. Let's go. But of course, this was just one of 2 events this year. We still have one more. And that will be in December. I don't know when yet, but sometime in December, we will be in Camping World Stadium for the first time since November 5th, 2023 for the 2025 MTWS All-Star Challenge. More info of that will be revealed sometime in the future coming up, so keep an eye on that for who the teams, who's driving what teams and whatever. And then soon I will start filming. Alright MTWS fans, I hope you enjoyed here tonight in San Antonio. So tune in next month when MTWS goes to Orlando for the All-Star Challenge. So see you guys next time.